Welcome to Healing Yoga with Above and Beyond Cancer. I'm Janice and I'll be guiding you through today's practice. We'll give everyone a moment to settle in. Find a good supportive chair, a strap or rope tie, a dog leash will be helpful in today's practice. If you have a block, that's always great. If you don't, that's okay. We can manage without one. Absolutely. I'm so glad that you're here. So find a comfortable seat and we'll begin very shortly. Hi, Pam. I'm glad you're here today. So when you pop on, go ahead and say hi and let us know you're here. It's always lovely for us to know who's watching and participating in the classes. You don't have to, but if you're okay with that, that would be great. We'll find a comfortable seat now, where you're warm enough and can sit up straight and tall. I'm going to grab my mic and we'll begin. Hi, Ron. To put it on though, so now I think we're set. I'll check one more thing. And let's begin. So we'll begin as always by finding a comfortable seat where your feet, if you're in a chair, that your feet are flat on the earth. If you're on the floor, maybe you're sitting cross-legged or however is comfortable for you. Consider noticing your spine and think of the terms tall, long, extended spine. And let's begin with a time of centering. So I invite you to close your eyes for a moment. Well, a few moments actually, if that feels accessible to you. Just take a deep breath. It's nice when we come to our mats to just take 2 or 3 deep breaths. It's kind of a nice way to say hello to our mat and our practice for the day. And then rest one palm on your chest and notice your natural breath. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest. Breath is life. Breath is such an important part of our yoga practice. Maybe you feel your heart beating. And then perhaps place both hands before the heart. And take a moment to consider something or someone that you are feeling especially grateful for today in this moment. Might be a person, an event, the weather, anything. And just continue to breathe naturally and feel the body soften. And then you can release the hands from your chest and just place them on your lap. We're going to take a minute or so to do a body scan. So we'll scan the body from the toes to the crown, and you can keep your eyes closed while doing this. It can be helpful to look more inward. And as we scan the body, take note of any areas that you may be feeling some discomfort or pain or tension. And then afterwards, we'll do a breath practice for that. So close your eyes, and we'll just begin with the toes, the feet, the leg, all the parts of the leg, your back, your torso, your shoulders and arms, your neck, and your head. And next we'll take a long inhale and imagine sending our healing breath to any areas that we noticed, or you can imagine sending that breath throughout your whole body on a long inhale. And then when we exhale, we'll envision releasing that. So let's take a breath in. And out. Breathing in and out of the nose if that's accessible for you. Let's do that a couple of more times. Breathing in. And out. And one more time. And now with your hands on your lap, I invite you to connect each thumb to the index finger. So you're creating a little O with your thumb and index finger, while the other fingers are extended along your lap. This is Chinmaya Mudra. A mudra is a hand gesture that has a special intention or energy. This particular one, Chinmaya Mudra, cultivates embodiment, calm, stability. It cultivates a connection to the natural world and can create an enhanced sense of abundance. So just continue your breath with your eyes closed as you hold this mudra. I am fully supported by the earth in every moment. This can be a month of extra activity for many. So it's even more important that we take time to ground ourselves at various times throughout the day. So during this month's classes, that will be our focus, is grounding and centered. And learning how to find our center quickly when we're in a moment where we need that additional grounding and stability. So just continue to take several natural breaths. And I'd like you to notice how your breath is directed downward toward the base of your body. So as you inhale, notice how your breath is directed downward to the base of the body. This is a grounding breath. And lengthen the exhale, which can be calming. So continue to take several natural breaths, visualizing the breath downward, helping you to be grounded, and a longer exhale to help you feel a bit more at ease. Go ahead and open your eyes, keeping a nice soft gaze. Let's inhale, take hands to sky. Exhale, hands toward the earth. Repeat that 2 more times. Breathing in and out. And 1 more time. Breathing in and out. And sometimes even this movement can be a little bit tender for the shoulders. So know that you can always just come a bit forward, and you don't need to reach quite as high. It's all the same. We need to honor our bodies and how they're feeling in any moment, and never try to push through pain. Yoga should never be painful, ever, 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 or strain or anything like that. Okay? All right, let's warm up our bodies. So extend your legs, whether you're on your mat or seated. And we'll just curl and splay the toes and the fingers at the same time. So inhale, curl, exhale, splay, spreading those toes apart, even if they're inside your socks. Breathing in, nice and slow, and out. Go ahead and do that a couple of more times. Tiny little joints in our fingers and our toes. It's important that we warm those up. And now we'll just do some slow rotations of the ankles and the wrists. Very slowly. Going in one direction. It doesn't matter what direction. They don't even have to be going in the same direction. And then we'll pause and go back the other way. And then we'll bring the insides of our feet together and up on edge, so we form kind of like a little tent. Okay? And then I'd like you to bring the soles of the feet toward each other, but not touching, so that you feel a stretch on the outside of your ankle. So it might be helpful, if they're outstretched, that just the heels are touching the floor. And just bring the soles of those feet toward each other. And you may not move them very far. The outside of that ankle is kind of a tight area, and then relax. But this is a way for us to visit it and move it and remind that part of our body that it can also move and be soft. Just do that a couple of more times. That way our body has a bit of muscle memory in there, so that if that happens on accident, the body will think, oh, we've done this before. It's going to be okay. And then bring both feet to the floor. All right. Now we'll do some stretching and exploring with our strap. If you do not have a strap, you just might want to consider scooting to the back of the chair for support, or being extra mindful to engage your core as we move the legs, knees, and hips, and just maybe not lift quite as high too. And you can also slide on the floor. So keep the foot on the floor too. So here we go. So let's take the strap and put it underneath, kind of the ball, just underneath the ball of the foot. So we'll hold each side of the strap or scarf, leash, whatever you're using, and we're just going to bicycle this leg, sitting up nice and tall. So you feel movement in your hip and in your knee. Nice big pedals. The strap really is helpful to support because you have something you can kind of press into, and by using the strap, it does take strain off the back. Let's rest that foot down, and let's go to the other leg. And we'll do the same thing. Just you can start with a smaller pedal and then work up to more of a range of motion where your knee is bending more, maybe your hip is more involved. And then relax that foot down. And then we'll just take it under the first foot again. And this time you can just extend the leg, keep a slight bend in the knee, and then just move that leg back and forth a little bit from side to side. And relax, and we'll go to the other side. These straps you could use a taekwondo belt, a rope tie, really anything. If you want like the official yoga strap, I'm pretty sure Target has them. They're really nice to have. And then bring that foot to the ground. Off the strap. All right, and then we'll just release our strap for a moment. Find a nice tall seat. Let's bring the heels of our hands into our hip creases. And as we inhale, lift the heart. Gaze toward that seam between the floor and the ceiling. Exhale, kind of rounding the back, taking the hands out towards the knees. Now, if you have osteoporosis, inhale, lift the heart, or any other spinal concerns, rather than rounding the back, simply lean back. You can still take your hands forward, but just lean back. So inhale and exhale, always doing what's best for your body. And it doesn't have to be extreme. It can be very gentle and even small movements. We're just warming up the spine and bringing movement there. And now we'll come to center and stir the pot. So keep hinging from the hips. So in yoga, when we hinge or bend, it's never from the waist. It's always from the hips. So you just kind of come forward a bit, keeping that spine nice and long, not dropping the neck. Come forward, side, back, side. Stirring the pot. You can move your shoulders with it if you would like, whatever feels good to you. Again, warming up the spine. So it knows we're going to be moving it in lots of different ways. So next time you come forward, pause and go back the other way. I know it's noon, but maybe not all of us have done a lot of movement yet this morning. So no matter when you come to your mat, it's always important to take time to warm up. Come back to seated. And if that's all you do, it's still yoga, as long as you're moving with the breath, being mindful about what you're doing. Okay, so let's go ahead and shrug our shoulders up to our ears. And then release as if someone was pressing down on your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then just maybe some nice gentle shoulder rolls. Backwards, forwards. Just relax. Kind of shake those arms out of it. Then we'll rest our palms on our legs and take an ear toward the shoulder. You can begin with either side. Now, the thing here is we don't want to be collapsing forward or backward. We just really want to have that nice tall spine and just take the ear toward the shoulder. Only using the neck. The ear is not going to touch the shoulder. What you're looking for is a sensation here that feels good, where you feel the stretch, the extension, without strain. And keep breathing. Just breathing naturally. Now we'll come back to center. And we'll also gently do that on the other side. Now you might notice sometime that opposite shoulder wants to get involved, but it's just
your neck here. It's not about how far you can, how close you can get your ear to your shoulder. It's about what you're experiencing on the outside of your neck as you do this. And it should feel good. It might feel tight, but it might feel good to just, visit that muscle a bit. And then we'll come back to center. We'll revisit the first side. And now just go ahead and take your gaze down towards your shoulder. Notice where you're feeling this now. Notice the sensations in your neck and maybe even the opposite shoulder. And just be here for a moment. Not forcing, continuing to breathe naturally. Then without lifting your head up, but do take your gaze forward and then bring your head back to center. And we'll do that on the second side now. So we'll take our ear toward the shoulder and then the gaze down toward the shoulder. It's so important to pause and notice where you're feeling this. Not forcing. Coming back up slightly if it feels forced or strained. And then keeping the head to the side, just take your gaze forward and then bring it up to center. So we always come out of a posture the same way we went in, one step at a time. All right, so let's draw a couple smiles across our collarbone. So take ear toward the shoulder, gaze downward, draw a smile with your chin across your collarbone. Come to the opposite side, gaze forward, and then back downward, drawing that smile back. And come back up to center. So we never roll the neck backwards. That's not safe. To side and forward. Done gently, but never backward. So let's go to the other side. Gaze downward. Draw that smile across your collarbone from this side first. When you get to the opposite side, look forward and then back downward, drawing the smile back. And back to center. And now let's take our fingertips and just give our scalp a little bit of a massage. It's okay if you mess your hair up. I can't even see you. You can see me, but I know you're okay if I have messy hair. I'm okay if you do too. And now take your thumbs to the base of the skull in the back. Find that base and just give yourself a little massage in that area. With your thumbs. How hard you press is up to you. And then just release the arms and the hands downward ever so slowly. There's no hurry. And we'll begin as we always do with Tadasana or mountain posture. So the first three postures and things we'll be exploring, you can do either seated or standing. And then the last last four are all seated. So you can decide what you want to do and you can go back and forth between. So for Tadasana, seated or standing, the cues are the same. And if you're standing, I would invite you to set your chair so you are standing and facing the seat of your chair. And I'll demonstrate that in just a moment. I'd like to share what it looks like seated first. So whether you're standing or seated, root down to all three corners of your feet under the big toe mound, little toe mound, and the heel. Just root down. So you are connected. You are grounded. Feel how your legs have engaged. Drawing in that waistband, shoulders relaxed down and back. Arms at sides, palms open, facing forward. Tadasana. Mountain. Boy, ain't nothing more grounded than a mountain, is there? And then we'll inhale and take our arms upward into Hatasana. And then exhale, come into an open twist. Inhale, Hatasana. Exhale, open twist on the other side. Inhale, Hatasana. And exhale, Cobra. So bringing the hands down to the knees and pulling your chest, reaching your heart forward to Bhujangasana or Cobra. Inhale, Hatasana. Exhale, hands at heart center. Okay. So what might that look like standing? And while you may not have the seat and use your seat in front of you for this particular flow, the next one you might. So those of you practicing in the chair, you'll just be doing the same thing. Those of you standing, here we go. All right, so inhale. Exhale. And your head only turns toward the side, but your arm reaches back further. Take your gaze back toward that thumb. Not your head or neck, just your eyes. And then we'll inhale, Hatasana. Exhale, twist the other direction. Taking the gaze back toward the thumb, keeping the neck just turned to the side. Inhale, Hatasana. Exhale, Cobra. So just place the hands on the back, right underneath the sacrum. Press inward and downward and lift the heart. Keep breathing. Just take a few breaths here in a standing Cobra. And exhale. Inhale, Hatasana. Exhale, hands at heart center. Next, we'll be adding half bends and crescent moon. So a half bend standing, and I'll share what that looks like first since I'm already standing. And I can share with you how you might use your chair. So when we bend in yoga, we always hinge from the hips, not from the waist. So a half bend then, you root down, you begin in Tadasana, so root it down into those three corners of the feet, micro bend in the knees, then you hitch forward from the hips, and you just come halfway down. You can be here. Maybe you like the idea of having your fingertips or hands on the chair for support. And notice the sensations. You probably feel some sensation in the back of your legs, maybe in your core, and then we'll come up from there. And then bring your arms upward. I'm going to move just so you can to the side so you can see. Upward, palms down. You get shoulder height, palms up into crescent moon. We'll inhale here. Exhale to one side. My friend sitting can do all these same things. Exhale, center. Come to the other side. Center. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, half bend. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, hands to heart. Now we'll repeat the same thing. And you can do it standing or you can do it seated, but this time I'll model it seated. All right, now when we're seated, a half bend, we just come, instead of coming like bringing our face all the way towards our legs, we just come about halfway, because a full bend would be us with our chest over our legs. And so a half bend, we're just kind of halfway there. Right? So let's find our Tadasana. Inhale, exhale, half bend. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, crescent moon. Palms downward, get shoulder height, they turn upward. Take crescent moon to one side for a beautiful side bend. Back to center, to the other side. Back to center. Inhale, exhale, half bend. Keeping that hinge. Inhale, center. Tadasana. Exhale, hands at heart center. So just a couple of nice, simple little flows to just get things moving with the body. So Virabhadrasana 2 or Warrior 2 and Parsava Kanasana or side angle are often paired together, and they do make a lovely flow. So, and Warrior 2 is definitely a posture of integrity and strength, while side angle, Parsava Kanasana, is a posture of clarity. So as we practice finding our center and being able to ground ourselves quickly, we do need the clarity to recognize when we need to do that, the strength to do it, and to take the time to do it, and just the integrity to know that we truly are honoring our bodies. So this is one example. So let's begin in the chair, or you can begin standing. We'll take our legs wide. Okay. All right. So take them wide. And the front knee is bent, and the other leg is extended. Okay. If you're standing, it looks like this. Keeping that torso here, nice tall, not leaning one way or the other, but nice and tall, and arms outstretched. Okay, so you can stand for this, or you can sit. I'll be demonstrating sitting. You can explore both. So first of all, we want to find a place where we can press our feet firmly into the earth without them slipping and without any tweaking or torquing of this knee. Sometimes you just need to keep this knee bent too, or a little more out front rather than extended. You find the place that feels best in your body. That's what's important. Not what it looks like, but how it feels. All right, so our torsos are all facing the long edge of our mats, arms at sides. Okay, sometimes there's a tendency to want to lean. We're not doing that right now. So we'll bring our arms up, relax the shoulders, and now take your gaze out over that bent knee. If this is a little much for the shoulders, you can always go to W arms and just bring those down a little lower. Do what's best for you. So feet pressing into the earth. So when we practice seated, we have to really be mindful of always pressing our feet into the earth and so that we are building strength as if we were standing. Right, so I hope you're breathing naturally. Always breathe. Okay. And then we'll come from here to side angle. So bend that front arm. Bring the forearm down toward the leg. And then this back arm, you want to keep the shoulder up and back. Maybe the hand is on the hip. Maybe fingertips cradle the shoulder. Or maybe you slice forward and bring that arm out over your ear. Your gaze can be downward, outward, or upward, whatever feels best in your neck. This is Parsava Kanasana or side angle. Feel your groundedness. Feel the feet pressing into the earth, the stability and the strength of that grounding. Now let's come back up to Warrior 2 and just relax our arms down for a moment. Relax the legs if you're seated. And if you're standing, you can straighten that bent knee. And just kind of loosen up a bit. Okay. Now we'll move, but we'll stay on the same side, but we'll move between the two with the breath. So inhale, Warrior 2. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, Warrior 2. Exhale, side angle. Feeling the expansion on the outside of that side body. Inhale, warrior two, feet pressing into the earth, legs engaged. Exhale, side angle, keeping that top shoulder back. Sometimes a tendency to collapse forward and being mindful of your neck. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, hands to heart center, straighten that front leg if you're standing, relax the legs if you're seated. Right, bring the hands in, and now we'll heel toe. Those standing, you can simply switch your position. Now the opposite foot, toes are pointing toward the mat, and the other foot, the heel, is pointing more toward the mat. So find a position that's comfortable for your knees and your feet. And those of us practicing seated will do the same thing. Different side, so this leg might need a different position. Okay, so we'll begin by holding warrior two for a few breaths. So feet pressing into the earth, arms outstretched, gaze out over that bent knee. And just keep breathing naturally. Relax your shoulders, relax your fingertips, your wrists. Know you can do the W arms. Just breathe naturally. Building strength, focus, determination, clarity, all those good things. And then we'll inhale here. And exhale, come into side angle. So we'll bring that forearm. And then this other arm, maybe the hand is at the hip. Maybe it's at the shoulder. Maybe you kind of swing it around and up over that ear. But the shoulder is back, so we're not bending forward. And we want to open, be expansion. So as you hold Parsava Kanasana and continue breathing, feel the groundedness of your feet pressing into the earth. Feel the expansion of that side body. And even the front, the heart center. And there's some balance here, isn't there? It's different things happening on different sides of the body. And then from here, we'll come up to warrior two. Exhale and just rest a bit. Loosen things up. And now we'll do the flow between the two. So arms outward, gaze outward to the side over that bent leg. Inhale. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, hands to heart center. And now if you're standing, bring that back leg forward. If you're seated, we'll heel toe our feet back around. And then we'll all find a seat, okay, on our chairs for these next postures. Okay. All right, so go ahead and grab your block or your big books or a stack of couch pillows, something that you could have out in front of you to rest your heels on that's a wee bit off the floor. And if you don't, it's okay. I'm simply going to use a block for that. And I know that I can reach my heels out here and I can have them just like that. And that works fine too. Okay. I'm not going to need the strap quite yet. I'll just pop that over there. All right. So, Navasana Boat posture. Wonderful posture for centering. Takes a lot of focus, a lot of things going on. And we are going to do some exploring of Navasana, and then you can decide which one you like best. Okay? So, bring your heels up to the block. Okay, your arms forward, and then you're just going to lean back, keeping that spine long. Okay, notice how your legs are needing to work. Hold your body in place, your core. This is one option. Another option is then to lift one leg upward. So you just have one heel on the block and the other one extended. And let's relax that leg down. Okay. So we lean back with both heels. Now let's explore lifting the other heel. Feel how that core needs to help. So many arms, legs, everything's happening here. And release that down. Really brings a lot of heat into the muscles, which is really good. Okay, really is. And you can always lean back against your chair and just find support for the back as well. Now, another option is to lean back, keeping that spine long, and just play around with lifting one foot, then the other. Let's come to center, and let's see what it might look like with our strap. So you might find that that is a little much. So you can use your strap. You're still going to lean back, and you can lift one leg and even extend it. And with the strap as support, really nice. Actually, maybe a better experience of Navasana. You have some support and you're allowed to experience the sensations of the posture, the sensation of balance, the grounding of your seat. And then lower that leg, kind of rock forward with it a little. Let's try it on the other foot. Shake this one out a bit. All right. Okay, so we lean back, nice long spine, and then lift it and extend this leg using the strap as support. You still need to engage your core. You're still feeling that your muscles are being used. You're feeling it in various places. Keep a slight bend in the knee if you want to. And then relax that knee down. Yeah. And I don't know about both feet. We'll see. So I'm going to lean back and bring both feet up. Oh. And down. So you can explore it for yourself too. So that's Navasana, and I wanted to share that with you today because it is such a great posture for grounding. It takes a lot of concentration, and there's a lot going on in the body, and so it really brings us to our center pretty quickly. So you can row your boat and practice Navasana whenever you would like. Now our next one is Parangustasana, or hand to toe, and we will be using the strap for that. So sit in the chair in a way that keep your block kind of handy or pillow handy. So hand to toe is when you see people standing and they have their leg outstretched with your hand. Now I want you to notice the length of my arm compared to the length of my leg. That's just not going to work because it's not long enough to do that. And so that's what's so interesting about some of these postures is some bodies are just not going to be able to do that, and that's okay. So the strap helps us have longer arms. So bring one strap under your foot, extend the leg, just bring hands up. You can just hold this thing with hands. Now you want to keep a long spine here because we're not trying to touch our head to the toe, just our hand. And you can reach out a little farther. And where you find that spot where you're not bending over, where you can maintain a long spine, I could move my hand down closer, but I'd be bending over. Press into the floor with your other leg. It doesn't get to just hang out. It's going to press in and be active. And then you might even explore opening that hip a little bit. Bringing it back to center. Bending the knee and lowering. You could also rest it on a block or a footstool. Let's try it with the other leg. So again, we're going to bring both parts of the strap in the hand. And I want to reach down as far as I can without sacrificing my alignment. So I'm not forcing anything. So this is going to work. So my leg is extended, micro bend of course. My arm is extended. I have a nice tall spine. Root down into your other leg and just lift that leg. Feel the strength in your body. And you can open your hip a little bit if you would like. This is a lovely one to do laying on your back. I'm going to do a class one of these days where we're on the mat the whole time. And then slowly lower that leg. So that is Parangustasana, or hand to toe, with a strap. And it's a great one to release tension. Yeah, it really is. It's nice. So let's go ahead and bring, you can set our strap aside. We're done with that for today. A seated spinal twist. So here, bring one foot to the center. Cross the other leg. You could cross it over at the ankle. You could put a block there and cross it over if you wanted to do that way. Or you could simply cross, well, not necessarily simply, it just depends on the body. Cross one leg over the other. Okay? Then we'll take whatever leg is over, we take the opposite hand and place on that knee. Nice long spine. Other hand on the hip. Now we're going to twist away from our cross leg. So we begin with the lower torso, just moving the lower torso, then the middle torso, then the upper torso. And we'll just breathe here, take a few breaths here. Seated spinal twist. Just relax the body and allow yourself to come forward. Uncross the legs. Bring the other foot toward the center and we'll move to the other side. Opposite hand on that crossed knee. Other hand on the hip. Nice tall spine. Breathe in. And as you exhale, imagine twisting lower torso, middle, and then upper. Just another gentle way of moving the spine. And then come back to center. Relax the body. Yeah. All right, and we'll just end by bringing one knee to the chest. Make it this. So just you can lean back if you want to. Bring that knee up towards your chest. This is Apanasana. And then kind of rock forward as you lower it. It's a little gentler on the back that way. Then grab that knee, lean forward, grab the knee, lean back, kind of rock back, and then squeeze that knee toward the chest. And it looks different for everybody. And then we'll just gently kind of rock forward, bring toes down, legs down. Let's just take the legs wide for one last forward bend. Just coming down, not turning head upside down or bringing head below the heart, but just hinging from those hips and just coming forward. You can just rest your forearms on your thighs as you hinge forward. You could even use your block here for support. Now relax everything. Maintain the bend, but relax. See what you can relax. If the back is bothering, then you'll want to move back and up a bit. And maybe don't have your bend not come quite as far. Now we'll all slowly rise up to a seated position. And it's now time for you to find your position for Shavasana. Shavasana is a posture of rest. Maybe you like to lay out on your mat. Maybe you like to lay down your mat with a little pillow under your knees or a little neck roll, maybe an eye pillow, maybe a blanket over you, so you're warm and feel cozy. Maybe you're going to lie on your couch or in your lazy boy. Maybe you like to remain seated for the resting posture, and you can do that as well. But however you are resting, I do invite you to extend the legs somewhat and just let them splay open a bit. So there's no effort with your feet touching the earth, trying to press, thinking that they have to do something. They don't. They can just rest. Let your shoulders relax. Let everything. Just get yourself comfortable. I invite you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and out. Feel your feet and your legs just being heavy, totally supported. Nothing for them to do right now. Feel the support of your seat and your torso. Feel the surface behind it or below it supporting you. So there's no effort to keep it in a relaxed position. Your shoulders are so soft. Arms are just like noodles. Out at sides, resting palms up to receive the benefits of your practice. Notice your neck. Let it soften. The scalp. Yeah, can you notice that loosening just a bit? Your forehead. Soft. The area around your eyes. The area around your ears. Your cheeks. And allowing your lower jaw to open ever so slightly. I'll sound the chime when it is time for us to begin closing our practice. I'm fully supported by the earth in every moment. Simple, gentle movement in the fingers and toes, the feet, ankles and the wrists. Maybe turn your head from one side to the other. Now bring one foot to the earth and then the other with knees bent. And if you're lying down, gently roll to one side and rest there for a moment. And then extending the top leg, use your hands to press yourself to a seated position. As we all return to the seated position where we began class. With a soft gaze, we'll inhale, take hands to sky, exhale toward the earth. Breathing in, gathering up all of the goodness of our practice. Exhaling, releasing what is not serving us today. One more long breath in, bringing the palms together above your crown, and ever so slowly and gently bring them toward your heart center, gently brushing your face with your thumb and fingertips as you bring your hands to heart center with the slight bow of your head. It is always an honor to do this practice with you. May you be safe, may you be well, and may you be filled with peace. Shanti. I'm glad you were able to join us. There's no hurry. Take your time and ease into the next part of your day or evening, whenever you may be viewing this. And always feel free to let me know if you have any questions. I'm here for you. Thank you again. Thank you for being here today, Pam, Ron, Mary, Sanya. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but I'm glad you're here. Y'all have a lovely day.